What's up, basketball sickos? It's Deuce Mason. The Kings are struggling, sitting at 5-16 on the season. And yesterday it was a home loss to the Grizzlies, 115-107. But even during the tough times, there are good moments. And we're going to look back at some of the good moments from last night's game because it featured a second unit we haven't seen a lot from. It was 29-21 in the first quarter. With 4:16 to play, it looks like Sacramento is going to give up another 40-point quarter. And then Doug Christie makes a change. He goes with a new lineup. Keon Ellis, Nique Clifford, Maxime Raynaud, Precious Achiuwa, and Malik Monk. And we're going to see some action right away offensively. This group is really connected. I like the movement from them offensively. Right away, Monk's going to cut through the paint. Keon gets it to Max on the three-point line. And you're going to see Keon come down to set a pin-down screen for Malik Monk. That is read perfectly by KCP, a veteran in this league, good defender. He's going to be able to navigate this perfectly to prevent the DHO from Malik Monk and Maxime Raynaud. But Malik Monk is also a veteran player, and he's seen a lot of different coverages. So once he sees KCP is jumping this opportunity, he's going to put on a little fake, hit on the brakes, and relocate, bring up to get the pass from Maxime Raynaud. But then he pump fakes and decides, all right, let me put some pressure on the paint here. And then he goes into his patented fall away shot, a tough shot, but makes it, right? Because he's Malik Monk and he is a tough shot maker. But right away, you just saw much more movement from this bench unit. I mean, you have more guys that are used to playing, I guess, off ball. You know, they're not guys that have to have the ball in their hands at all times, which is something you see the Kings starting group with a lot of score first guys struggle with. But on this play, this is vintage Malik Monk. Put pressure on the defense, create some space, boom, jumper. And then it continues on here with good defense. And Nique Clifford is picking up Cam Spencer. And what I love about this sequence is how Nique Clifford learns from mistakes. So there's a pick and roll situation that happened in this game where Nique went under on a screen, right? This screen from Landale comes up. The first time around, Nique goes under it, which is allowing Cam Spencer so much space to step into a three. And he's a really good three-point shooter. This time, right, he navigates the screen, which is not easy to do, right? You're going to get hit by Landale. He takes the hit, but that's where you're big. Hopefully he's mobile enough to contain the ball. And Max was able to do that, allowing Nique to get back into the play. And then you're going to see Keon come over here and help. Probably should have come over and helped and hit Landale sooner, but Max using his length, maybe messing with that pass, changing the pass from Spencer a little bit, and then you see Max get back in the play and block that shot, pin that shot, and then you're getting a transition opportunity. So that sequence was really nice defense from this group. And although this group is very inexperienced and, you know, some of the rookies can be foul prone, they're very athletic, right? And this lineup is switchable. I mean, I love seeing Nique adjust to that, fight through the screen, but even Max showing some mobility. And it wasn't perfect, right? There was that one sequence in the second half where he got an opportunity to defend Jaren Jackson on the perimeter. And Jaren Jackson Jr., who's a very good player in this league, took him to the rim and dunked on his head. But I love seeing this growth from this unit and getting some stops, right? Sacramento's really struggled with that. All right, let's look at another defensive possession for this group. This is some early offense. Cam Spencer finds Jaren Jackson Jr. Watch Maxime Raynaud here with the closeout, but is able to get into a defensive stance and defend this drive from Jaren Jackson Jr. He's forced to pass. Good help by Precious Achiuwa here, coming over and help situation. Now, okay, you could be in scramble mode. Good read. He kicks it out. Nique is there, runs Spencer off the line. And then Spencer doesn't like the look he's getting with the help from Precious. Landale's open. And this is an area where, you know, the Kings got to get better at. You know, Monk kind of stunts over Nique. Thought, oh, maybe Monk's going to close out. Then last second, he closes out. It was a missed three, but Landale has been shooting more threes this year, about 2.5 per game. And he's shooting at like a 44% clip. He's knocking them down. So a better closeout would be ideal in this situation. But when you rewind and look at how everything happened, it was really encouraging to see the rookie Maxime Raynaud be able to contain that drive and then Precious get back in the play, help out, and force them to make some plays, right? Try to get them to work a little bit on the offensive side of the ball. You know what some basketball sickos really like? They're young, big, making plays out of the short roll. Let's play this one, guard that guard action. And then you're seeing Maxime Raynaud and Monk go into a pick and roll. Landale, KCP up. You've got Maxime Raynaud rolling, receiving the pass. And right away, Aldama is playing off of Nique Clifford. Jaren Jackson has 2 feet in the paint now, right? To help on this drive. And Maxime Raynaud is not going to force it on 2 7-footers. Maybe he's got Nique on the cut. But you know who's closer to him and nobody on him? Precious Achiuwa in the short roll. Finds him. Corner pop. Oh, I love seeing that. I mean, you see a lot from bigs nowadays, but having the ability to make this read is just so nice, especially when that help defender's coming over. Just make the right play. Let's get good looks. And it's your big creating that. And then next play down in transition, Malik Monk comes flying in there. The pass on the leak out to Aldama hits this ball and it goes off Aldama. Kings ball. Energy shifting plays by the Sacramento Kings. Let's give some love to Keon Ellis right here in the corner. This guy played, 6 minutes last night? He was part of this group that closed on a 14-2 run to end the first quarter. And it doesn't matter how many minutes he plays. This guy's always ready and he's going to be engaged. And you see him right here on Cam Spencer, who is off ball. He's going to get a screen here from Landale. But Keon Ellis is all over him, navigates the screen well. Look at him up in his airspace. Remember, Cam Spencer, good 3-point shooter. You don't want him to get clean looks like he got early in this game. Gets around the screen, and then they're going to go in some 2-man action. Maxime Raynaud comes up, and then here's an illegal screen, but it's still Keon trying to fight through the screen before getting knocked down. That's an offensive foul. Turnover. This stretch of basketball might be my favorite stretch of basketball that the Kings have played this year. I know it's probably not saying a lot, but it was fun to see a group so connected on both ends, and it starts with what they did defensively on this play. Cedric Coward, the inbounder, gets it to Landale, and good pressure here by Maxime Raynaud. They're going to go into a 2-man action on the perimeter, and so you got to make sure to contain the ball, fight through screens, all that stuff. And look at Malik Monk here. Does a great job of navigating the screen from Landale. He's still going to get hit, but what I want you to watch here is Maxime Raynaud still touching Landale, right? Still has him within reach because he's going to roll to the basket. He's also a threat to pop out nowadays too. But he also has to contain the ball well enough to allow Malik Monk to get back in the play. So the screen comes. Max using his length here, pressuring as much as he can. Kings have defenders around here in the paint area too, just in case. Landale is rolling. Malik gets back in the play. Precious is right here in help, but look at their active hands. Malik's trying to poke it from behind. Max might have gotten a piece of it, and then it slips from Coward's hands, and it's off to the races. All created. Ugh, that was a nasty jam. That was all created by activity defensively. That gets the bench going. It's juice in the building. That's what you love to see from a bench unit. You want to see that consistently, of course, from all the guys, but that is amazing stuff. And then that gives you life, right? Look, I just jumped up after seeing that play. I was there live watching it, but seeing it back, I get excited watching those plays. And all of a sudden, you're a little more engaged defensively now, right? You want to get more stops. You know, Doug Christie said something last week that popped with me. Everyone says, oh, defense equals offense. He says defense equals joy. It's true. You get stops. Good things happen from it. Let's keep watching here. And see Malik's amp now because now he's fighting through that screen, staying attached to Vince Williams here on the perimeter. And now Memphis, they're just kind of throwing it around the perimeter, not really making the Kings work, right? Just moving it around. But I love the defense from Precious Achiuwa here. Jaren Jackson, all right, I need to go in attack mode. 10 seconds on the shot clock. He's driving, but Precious contains the dribble. And you got to watch here, Nique at the free throw line with help, right? The paint, a lot of guys in that painted area. So Jaren Jackson, all right, goes the other way. But Achiuwa staying with him, moving his feet, forcing a tough look, late shot clock, no good. And how about this play by Nique Clifford in transition? This was a bold move for the rookie, but a little Euro step on Aldama. Floater up in. He had some other options on that play, but the one thing I want to see more from him is when he has the ball, look to be more aggressive. We've seen him at times when he does get some of the opportunity with the starters. And it seems like maybe he's hesitant to do his thing offensively. On this possession, he's going, look, I see Aldama in front of me. I know I got Keon over here, but let me just trust what I can do. And I can make this move. Euro step bucket from the Kings rookie. I'm really high on him, and I think he could be a really solid player in this league. So all of a sudden, it's a 1-point game. Remember, it's 29-21. Now it's 31-30 Memphis with under a minute to play in this first quarter. And this is just, when basketball is easy, you know? It's like, hey, you get a rebound and you run the floor and good things happen. Here's Malik Monk with the ball. Here's Maxime Raynaud. Here's Landale. Maxime Raynaud is running the floor. He's younger, and he's beating everybody down. Look at, everyone's getting back for Memphis. Malik sees it. He's got great vision. Finds his big. Buckets. And a credit here, too, a little subtle thing, is you've got your big running the floor, but you also have a player, Nique Clifford, sprinting to the corner to space. And so, look how easy this is for Maxime Raynaud to finish. Love it. Okay, 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. Kings up by 1 at this point, and Malik Monk with the rock here. Let him cook. He can create something late in the shot clock or at the end of the quarter. He's going to go into some action with Maxime Raynaud. Little ghost screen. He slips it, but it's impactful, right? Because the clock is winding down. Coward's staying attached to Monk. Landale's going to play up, but Aldama's going to have to help over here on the roll. And he's not paying attention to Nique Clifford as well. Now, Aldama has the length as a 7-footer. He can definitely recover, and we've seen him block 3-pointers before. He's a really solid player. On this sequence, he's paying attention to the roller, while Nique here is relocating up, right? Monk sees it, finds him. Now, Aldama notices, and the closeout could be there, but what I like about this is Nique does a smart thing. Give a little fake, a little sidestep, get to your spot. And now you're bearing a 3. Still not an easy shot by any means, but I like that this group was making this Grizzlies team work and think a little bit. And look, good things happen out of it. They led 35-31 after 1, and that was after being down 29-21. So a 14-2 push from that unit out there. It was really encouraging because you got some young talent and some lineups that really haven't played a lot together. And so when you've got an opportunity for someone like Nique Clifford or Maxime Raynaud to get like impactful minutes in the first quarter of a game, and then it leads to good things and it gets the crowd back into things, that's good shit. I love it. And now, you know, someone like Doug Christie has to find ways to get those guys more minutes. You know, cut down the starters' minutes a little bit because we didn't see that group again in the game. Some of it, okay, could have been matchup related. Maxime got into some foul trouble, so did Nique, but Keon didn't play in the second half. And that group made things happen. They did it because they shared the ball. They moved without the ball. They played with pace. And then defensively, even though you're undersized going up against, you know, 3 7-footers out there at times, it's the activity, right? It's staying attached, and that group also has the athleticism to recover if something happens. They also communicate well. Maxime Raynaud, literally at practice last week, had like, his voice was gone.
How long does it take you to get your voice back historically?
I don't know. It took it's been 2 weeks right now. I don't know what's going on.
You're like, what? Why is his voice? He must be sick. No, because he talks so much defensively. He is screaming the entire game. So a lot of love to that group. And the whole point of this video is even during the tough times, there are good moments. And it's really encouraging when some of those moments are from your young guys. Let me know what you thought about this group, what you think about some of the young guys and their ceilings for Sacramento, or how you're feeling in general about a 5-16 Kings team. And make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The